Hello and welcome to this space. We are going to be chatting about the 11/11 portal, which peaks on November 11th. So my name is Sarah. I've actually been teaching on portals for 5 years, and I actually started my whole business during the 11/11 portal in 2019 talking about portals. My first portal course was for 12/12. So I've been around for a while regarding portals and teaching them professionally, as well as experiencing 11/11 since 2017. And it has just been the most transformational portal. Of course, it literally made me start a business to teach people about portals because I recognized how valuable these are for our spiritual growth and ascension. So let's go ahead and chat about this portal. So what you probably don't know about this portal is that it is not just one day. The 11/11 portal is from the 1st of November till the 29th of November. Now you might wonder, okay, why the 29th of November? Why did you choose that random day? I did not choose that random date. How portals work is they open with the corresponding number and close with the corresponding numerological date. So for example, 11/11 ends on the 29th because 2 plus 9 equals 11, so it is 11/11 in numerology. Portals are always based on the numerology of the date. That is how they work. So we have a month-long portal essentially. For this video, we're specifically going to talk about the 11/11 date, but I really wanted to share that with you because over the years, 5 years ago, there was only a small group of us talking about this, and now everybody's talking about it with a very strong lack of education. So I wanted to make sure that you weren't just misinformed and you had a full understanding of what 11/11 is really about and how long it's actually open, so you don't stress on 11/11 thinking, oh my god, this is my only chance to work with this portal. No, you're so good. It's open the whole month till the 29th. This is a portal and you are going to go inside of it. So it's not just a single day. There's just a peak which does enhance and amplify the energy. For this video, however, we are going to focus just on 11/11, but at the end of the video, I'm going to give you a couple of things that you can do throughout the entire portal to really make the most out of it. So, first of all, when it comes to 11/11, this is what is going to happen, and this is what I predicted, and it came true. Everybody tells you, people who are uninformed and misinformed about this portal, that this is a time of manifestation. And I laugh at that in unconditional love because I understand that people don't have proper education on this portal. So of course, they're just going to link manifestation to every single portal. If you haven't noticed, every month at every single portal, your traditional spiritual Instagram, TikToker person is going to say, oh, it's 10/10 manifestation, 11/11 manifestation, 12/12 manifestation. And that just goes to show the lack of education because no, 11/11 is not a manifestation portal. Could you manifest through it? Yeah. Will your manifestations happen if they're not self-service? And this is where we're going to take the lead and teach you the deeper truth about this portal. So if you're trying to manifest things that are self-service during 11/11, it's going to backfire because this portal is not about you. It's not about what you want. It is about collective growth and ascension. This is a double numerological date. It is an ascension accelerating portal. This is about a collective evolution and something that goes greater than your own manifestations. If you're using portals just to manifest your own desires, I really encourage you to have a deeper education on them and expand your horizon. So I'm going to tell you this whole video what you should really do during this portal so then you know what to do, so you have that information. This really is a portal more so of dissolution than it is of manifesting. So it is really a time of letting go and things fading away from your life. So just a really short screen cap of some things that have happened to me on 11/11. I've left university. I've started a business. I've left my home, my childhood home. I have left communities and big friendship groups. I have just had a lot of endings, truthfully. Every single 11/11. And what happens is this. Every single thing that was a perceived loss for me was not a loss. It was a removal of something that was in the way or blocking my destiny, right? So 11/11 actually comes in like this windfall to remove and release you from the things that are in your life right now that they're just not for you. They're not something that is supporting your destiny. I could cry. It's a really beautiful time because it's challenging because things that you might love will be removed. But if something's removed, it's because it's blocking your destiny. And during this time, the most key critical thing is your alignment to your destiny. And so this is a very powerful, this is a portal that I feel God really moves through. You can use creator, source, universe, whatever word you want to use. I use God, so just keep that in mind, replace it with whatever word you want. When it comes down to it, God will continue to move things out of your life that don't serve. Now, 1111, that's not for manifesting. Could be, but it's for alignment to unity consciousness. Alignment to unity consciousness can sometimes look like manifestations coming in. It's not a day to manifest at all. You could, if you know that the things that you're aligning to are God's will for you. So I will share, like, if you're feeling called, like you know that you're meant to start a business, okay, align to that. You know that you are meant to travel the world, okay, align to it. But if you're just manifesting like a text back from your significant other, or you're manifesting these like really small self-service things, I really highly encourage you to not do that and to actually focus on a bigger collective goal. This portal is a wake-up call. It is an evolution portal. It is a portal of ego death. It is a portal of the dissolution of anything that is the ego. So I've had my spiritual awakening, if you really want to go back to it. I started to wake up my first 11/11 in 2017, like the week of. And then I had my actual kind of like, oh my God, kind of like a red pill, like I'm in this matrix, like I'm a human, I'm a soul having this human temporary experience, like I'm not my ego, I'm not Sarah, I'm a soul, you know, that big like, whoa, thing happened to me on 11/11 in 2018. And I'm going to share the full story about what happened, like what triggered that in my 11/11 portal workshop, which you can sign up for in the description box below. You guys are going to have a special price point for that, by the way. If you're watching it on here, if you're on my mailing list, or find me from Instagram, it's a different price point just because you've watched this for 7 minutes. So like, I'm giving you a special price. Yeah, so that's there for you. You'll see the discount code and everything below. Now, when it comes down to it, this is the letting go of the things that aren't serving collective evolution and serving your evolution. It's not a time to manifest something new. Like, you don't want to manifest something new here. This is connected to the Lionsgate portal 8/8, so you've already spent time manifesting. Why are you manifesting more things when there's evidently blocks to your manifestations is the biggest thing that I would kind of be like, hey, you're trying to manifest these things, but do you have quantum availability? Do you have space in your field? Do you know what quantum availability is? By the way, if you don't know what quantum availability is simply just availability in your quantum field to receive something new. So have you cleared the subconscious programs that are blocking you? Have you cleared the past lives? Have you cleared the contracts? If you're trying to manifest abundance, do you still have contracts of poverty? Those things. Like, stop trying to manifest something new when you very evidently have things that you need to release. And that's key, because you can manifest all you want. You're not going to receive that. I don't know why, but I'm getting a vision of Chick-fil-A in the North Carolina airport, wherever Charlotte Douglas is. That's really weird. I've not been to that airport in like 3 or 4 years. I don't know who that's for. I'm a Akashic Records reader, very psychic, so sometimes things just come in. I don't know who that was for. If that was for you, let me know. So random. I don't know if somebody needs to like cut out fast food, or if someone is happen to travel through there right now. It's a very weird random thing, but Akashic Records is always open for me. When it comes down to it, when you can let go of those things, so let's actually take that as an example, is maybe you're eating unhealthy food. If you can let that go, then you have quantum availability for healthier options to show up in your life. And that could be a metaphor too. Maybe you have unhealthy habits. If you release those unhealthy habits, what happens is you now have space in your field for new healthy habits to drop in. You have to do the clearing before you can actually receive something new. That's a big key for 11/11. Some other big keys are ego death. So that is the death of your identity, of everything that has made up who you are as an individual. For me this year, it actually looked really different because I had an identity loss earlier in the year. So for me, it's actually the complete opposite. It's actually coming back into my identity in God, as opposed to like, it's just like coming back to your true identity of who you really are. So for me, because I've already had many ego deaths consistently and on 11/11 as well, for me now, I almost didn't have an identity. I almost had a big identity loss this year, just because of a whole bunch of things that had happened to me. And so for me, it's more of like a coming back into my identity in the light of Christ and God's will, and God's identity for me, how God sees me, and what God would have my identity be. But for most people, if you've never gone through this portal or you've never gone through it consciously, it can look like an ego death. It can look like friendship groups being removed from your life, hobbies being released from your life. I used to be like a huge fan of Taylor Swift, and to the point that was actually my identity, was like a fan of Taylor Swift was like one of the major identifiable things about me. And so I've had an 11/11 portal where I've had to remove that. I had an 11/11 where I removed myself as a university student, where I removed myself as employed. I went into self-employment. 11/11, like this is 11/11. You're also seeing this play out on a collective level. So you're seeing 11/11. The world stage right now is actually, it's just giving 11/11. So have fun with that, because it's a really good representation of what 11/11 is about. Now, before we actually end this video, 11/11, I want to share this one little story about the most 11/11 experience you can have. One of the most, anyway. So 2 days ago, I don't know, I'm a little jet lagged right now. I had a choice to make, and I was making a choice that I thought was my intuition, but it was like, I was really confused because I wasn't getting messages in the way that I normally would receive messages, which is usually God just being like, go here. I travel full time. And I was like, okay, like I'm just gonna go to this one place because that's where I think I'm being guided to. I think I've got a lot of signs, like I'll just go there. I missed my flight, checked into the hotel that God asked me to stay at. And then God, at like 4 p.m, I had checked in at like 3. God was like, you need to lay down and rest for like 15 minutes. And I was like, okay. Because the crown chakra was going off, I was like, I do need to rest. I did not wake up until the next day after all of the flights to where I was trying to leave flew. There was only one flight left, and I was not going to take it. And God knew I wouldn't take it because it landed at night, and I didn't feel comfortable landing where I was flying to at night. And when I laid down, I actually heard so loudly a specific city that wasn't where I was going to fly to. I dropped my plans completely, and I flew to where God guided me to fly to. 11/11. I could have chose my free will, where it was like a beach destination, which would have been, that was what I wanted, to be at a beach. But that's not what God wanted. And it's 11/11, so there's no way I'm going to choose what I want over what God wants. Because clearly God's going to do something. God's going to give me miracles. I'm kind of sitting in a miracle right now, actually, and I'll tell you the story in a second because it's connected to this. I flew in yesterday, took an airport hotel because I got in at like 11, 12 at night. Went to go book an Airbnb for today. I wanted city center, high-rise condo, balcony, walking distance from coffee shops, city. And God said, no, you need to stay in this particular neighborhood. And there was no Airbnbs that were really like lighting me up in this neighborhood. There was one that was like, okay, but I was like, there's something a little bit off about it, but it's just not what I would consciously choose for my enjoyment. And God was like, you need to stay in this neighborhood. So 11/11, I said, okay, I'm gonna surrender this to God, and I'm gonna stay where God wanted me to stay. But it is the exact same building that I stayed in from the day before 11/11 to 11/11 last year. And when I tell you that, it's crazy because I travel full time and I'm in a different Airbnb or hotel every single day in a different state or country. I've been in 25 countries in the last year. For me to be in the exact same apartment, in the exact same city, in the exact same state, exactly 1 year from the date on 11/11 is like the most just crazy thing that I've experienced in a long time. And that's God. That's 11/11. Because I didn't choose what I wanted, I chose what God wanted. Because I didn't choose what I wanted, what happens? And this is a big lesson. This is like getting into workshop territory. So we're gonna have to cut this off soon. But I need to teach this because it's coming through. God's podcast episode. Yeah. Because I didn't choose what I wanted and I chose what God wanted, now God can make a move in my life. Because I chose what God wanted for me, I open space for God to move in my life. That is an opening for God to enter into your life when you listen to the messages that God guides you to, whether it's the universe, creator, source, whatever word you're using. For me, it's God. It used to be universe till like 2022. It took a long time for me to transition. But because I chose what God wanted for me, now it's God's move. Now it's like I just made a move on a chessboard and I said, okay, God, you take over. Did what you wanted me to do. I'm here where you want me to be. Now God can have space in my life. But if I was doing just what I wanted to, I went to the beach and just did what I wanted to do or stayed where I wanted to go, that's not an invitation for God to intervene in my life. That's just me doing what I want. And so God can't really intervene that much because God's like, hey, she's using her free will. I'm not going to intervene. I'm not going to put God's will in a situation where she's using free will. But if you're following God's will, God can intervene. You're giving consent and provision to God, creator, source, universe to intervene in your life when you listen to God's will for you. If you listen to free will, it's harder for God to get in because God didn't create it, right? God did not create that timeline, so God can't put himself on the checkerboard. However, chessboard. When you follow God's will, God already has a space. God's already there. God has already planned it out for you. And so if you're somebody that wants spiritual guidance, if you're somebody that's like, I want to live like the way that I had planned my divine blueprint, which is, the blueprint that's been created for your life. You want to sync up to that, which is the ultimate goal of anybody who's on a spiritual ascension path, by the way, is to sync up to divine will. You choose the path that God lays out because God can then come into your life. God can make moves when you follow God's moves. When you follow your moves, God cannot intervene as well. It would be very hard for God because you're using free will and you're allowed to. So God's like, okay, she's got it. I'm not going to intervene. She can try to figure it out herself. But when you're doing your will or his will, if you're doing God's will, God's already there. God literally has already planned the entire thing out. Every single thing is already being provided for you. You're already protected. You're going to receive this and that and that. And as somebody who's on a fifth dimensional spiritual new earth path, that should be your goal. Like if your goal is not to align to your divine blueprint, realign what your goals really are, because that should be the number one goal of somebody who's on a spiritual new earth path. So that's what I have to say about 1111. This was way too long. I don't even know if this is going to post on YouTube. If you're like, this was cool, can you keep talking? I want to hear more. I do have an 1111 portal workshop that I'm hosting tomorrow, 1111. Once again, I'm going to give you guys a special discount. This won't be on my Instagram. This won't be for my mailing list. This is just for you guys. So let's keep it a secret. Don't go telling everyone else. This is for you because you listened for this long to me already chat. So of course, I want you on my workshop. You can learn more below. Get it even if you have to catch the replay. Trust me on this one. Because there's so much value in it, it's not limited to 1111. 1111 portals open till the 29th. You can use this information next year. Once you wake up and you hear 1111, you're going to want proper education because this portal can change everything for you, okay? It is a really transformational time, and I just feel honored to teach it again. And in this way, because I have an 1111 portal course, but not a live one. So we're going to do a timeline shifting meditation. I'm going to chat more about 1111. I'm going to tell you more about my spiritual awakening on 1111. We're going to go through quantum healing and Akashic Records channel message. The quantum healing is going to be on all blocks to your evolution. So we're going to clear subconscious programs. That's like, it's not safe to evolve. I'm not safe to grow. I'm not safe to shift. I'm not safe to be in 5D. Clearing all that stuff out, clearing all the past lives, probably some Atlantis and Maldek stuff coming out, Starseed. We're also going to be doing Akashic Records. We're going to clear contracts, past lives, everything. It's going to be a blast. So if you're into all that stuff, head to that workshop. I also offer one-on-one breakthrough sessions. I'm an Akashic Records reader and quantum healer. I've found that blending these two methods is like the key to the most transformation in my clients. So I offer mixed sessions. So what we do is you'll come with a challenge that you are currently facing, something that's limiting you in your life. I would say I work 75% with business owners, 25% with people who just want to increase their self-worth, leave old relationships, transition from 9 to 5 to business. Whatever your challenge is, the best examples I can give you are like overcoming low self-worth, healing from relationships, breaking past an income goal, attracting soulmate clients, whatever you desire to experience that you're struggling with, you come to session with. Akashic Records gives you your game plan, so your step-by-step action, the clarity, the answers. You can ask as much questions as you want during our time. Then we do the quantum healing, so subconscious reprogramming, past life clearing, contract removal, ancestral healing, all the fun stuff. You can also find more about that in the description box below. I do have sessions still available for 11/11, but there's only one spot left. So if you want that, I also offer packages of 3, 6, and 9. Wow, that was a lot. And if you enjoyed this video, very long, please let me know. Please comment, please like, please subscribe, please share, because I'd love to post a lot more on YouTube, but it's obviously great to actually hear from you that you find value from these videos. If you have topics you want, I'm gonna try to do, I actually had an old YouTube channel that I got locked out of, and I posted for every single portal. So I'm probably gonna post for every portal again. But other than that, let me know topics you want me to share about, and I'm gonna try to post like one or two videos a week, hopefully every like Monday, Sunday, and Wednesday. Maybe not limiting by time though. Okay, sending you so much love. Make sure you're subscribed. If you enjoyed this video, share it on Instagram, share it wherever you can share it, send it to a friend, comment below, like it, subscribe. It just means the entire world to me to have your support in that way and be able to boost the video to make sure that we can reach other people that this video can deeply support. So I'm sending you so much love. Once again, my name is Sarah, and thank you for coming to stay for this video. And more information for the workshop for 11/11, one-on-one sessions, and everything else that I offer is in the description box below, as well as my other social media handles.